I know that you've been feeling angry recently. I know that you have been feeling mad. I know that you have been feeling enraged. And right now you're being called to channel all of that energy and direct it into something purposeful and meaningful to make change in the world. Divine greetings and gratitude, everyone. If you guys are new here, my name is KaSandra. I am the witch, author, poet, and performer of Magic of Eden. Welcome to your new spiritual safe haven. And if you guys are returning, hey family, welcome back to our sacred garden. I'm always honored, excited, and elated to be in your presence. Now, for those of you guys that are new here, I would like to ask for you to please join the Eden family by clicking the subscribe button and turning on the notification bell so that you guys can see more videos from me, because I have been called to show up in the world a lot more with sharing my intuitive messages, my intuitive insights, and my art, and just all things that I possibly can to help to be a contribution to you and also to the world. So I would love to have you on board. For those of you guys that have been with me for the long run, thank you guys so much for sticking with me. I just love the fact that you guys have been walking with me for so long, and it is always exciting, and I'm always honored to be with you guys because y'all trust me, y'all believe in me, and I'm just so happy and excited that we are choosing to walk this path together. Now, the whole point of this video is because I wanted to give you guys hopefully an encouraging message about the things that I noticed that we've been feeling, especially for the past couple of days now, right? And I want to start off with saying that I want to give a trigger warning because I do feel like I'm going to be slightly mentioning some things that may be very triggering to some people, so be aware of that. So trigger warning for this video. If you don't like the topic of abuse and things of that nature, click out, because I'm going to be touching on that a little bit later on in the video. But for the most part, I do plan on this being more of an introduction to the things that we're going to be talking about on this YouTube channel regarding divine femininity and also healing trauma, abuse, and things of that nature. So this is, again, the introductory video, and then it's also supposed to, or hopefully it will serve as more of an encouraging message, right? And also a welcome and an invitation for you guys to come along and express yourself here, especially in the comments. So for the past few years, right, I have been getting these deep feelings of divine feminine energy, and I know that for myself, I have been working on that a lot in the road to diving into my divine femininity and where I've been wounded and why I have such a hard time, or had an extremely hard time, expressing my divine femininity was coming up over the course of like the past few years. And I have been working tirelessly to engage in shadow work and also to do even more shadow work and ritual in order to implement and honor my divine feminine. Now, the reason why I feel that I have been called to do this is because there are so many women right now, and so many people, not just women, but so many people who have such a hard time with accepting and honoring this divine feminine aspect because they feel so wounded and afraid of the hurt or the backlash that will come with that, whatever it looks like for you, right? And I feel like a lot of us, or a lot of people who have been afraid of expressing that side of themselves, have been abused by, whether it be a parent or be them being in an abusive relationship. Like, insert reason why here, right? And I feel like a lot of that is coming up, and the reason why I feel like so much of that has been coming up for you guys, because I feel like you guys have been going through it too, because there are a great number of you who are going to be divine feminine leaders from 2025 and beyond, and a lot of the wounds that you guys have been experiencing or feeling have been coming up so that you guys can recognize, bring awareness to it, but also do the work that is required and necessary for you to heal that aspect of yourself and implement it, because you are someone that more than likely is going to be standing in the forefront helping so many people, whether it be a group of 1,000, whether it be a group of 100, for some of you guys it may be millions of people, but you guys are going to start stepping out into the forefront and being the voice of so many people who also share wounds that you do. And for those of you guys that are not well versed in energy, divine feminine energy is that internal void within you. It is the chaotic aspect of you. It is the aspect that is receptive. It is the receptive and more passive aspect of you. It is the nurturing aspect of you, because divine feminine energy is very nurturing. It is very passive, and it also is very receptive, right? But now don't get it twisted, because divine feminine energy is also very destructive and chaotic if it is not balanced. So these are all aspects of the divine feminine. It's the part of you that wants to receive, that is to be seeked. It is not you seeking. It is not you doing. It is actually you receiving. And the act of doing comes in a form of nurturing, right? Now, everybody has divine feminine qualities to them and divine masculine qualities. But the reason for this video is to highlight the divine feminine, because that is what's going to be a lot more highlighted from now and beyond. The reason why some of you guys have been called to go through these tremendous amounts of healing or this rigorous healing is because so much of yourself has been put on the back burner so that you can do and provide and figure out and all of these different elements that has actually been pulling you away from the divine feminine essence. And that's the reason why so many of you have been suffering. And it is time for you to pull back into yourself, pull back into that void, pull back into that space of receptivity so that you can become more balanced. We are in a time where the divine feminine has been disrespected, from what I'm hearing, is like for the last time. And there are going to be a surge, a number of people that are going to come out that almost kind of feels out of nowhere, that are going to start really speaking up for the divine feminine. Insert how many times I said divine feminine in the comments. Anyways. Now, there definitely is an emphasis on honoring that aspect of yourself. And for some of you guys, this looks like, and I'm going to be talking about this more in other videos, but this looks like you going back and asking yourself, when was the first time you can ever recall that aspect within you being disrupted or even being disrespected? And that's where we're going to start. For so many of you guys, the disruption or the dishonor or the disrespect of the divine feminine started at home. Maybe you were in a household where the divine feminine was not seen as of value. Maybe you were in a space where you were abused when you were younger. Maybe you were abused by a maternal figure. Maybe you were abused by a divine feminine force in your life who was supposed to have been there for you to protect you and teach you how to fully embrace this aspect of yourself. And so then you grew to be overly dominating or overly masculine or hard or rigid on the outside because you were so busy trying to protect yourself from other people who may be a reflection of the person that disrupted your divine feminine energy, right? So insert the reason why here. And I really do feel that this is an important time for us to really go back within ourselves and do the work necessary, again, because so many of you guys are going to come out in the forefront. Now, the beautiful message that I feel that Spirit has for you is the fact that your pain and your trauma with this divine feminine energy is not for nothing. Everything is for a divine reason. It's not to say that, yes, I'm so happy that you went through suffering. No, it's not that. But everything is purposeful. You can use this time now to go within yourself, to honor yourself, in order for you to start practicing how to show up in a divinely feminine way, because you are someone that is going to show up in the world as a divine feminine leader. Now, this message is not going to resonate with everybody, and I'm glad that it won't, because there are not going to be very many, right? It's not going to be very many, but there are going to be many of you that actually are going to show up in this way, because you will be the voice of reason. You will be the one standing up and saying, this is where we've been marginalized. This is where we've been disenfranchised. This is where we have been hurt. This is where we have been dishonored. And here is what I can do to contribute to the unification of the divine feminine. Now, I did actually do a 2025 prediction on my Instagram. I'm going to actually insert pictures here somewhere or something like that. That way you guys can have receipts. And these are different predictions that I have for the divine feminine. So if you're interested in seeing that, make sure that you guys follow along over at Magic of Eden on Instagram, because I actually do post predictions on there when I don't do them on video, and or I may post them there first before actually making a full video about it. So anyways, the whole reason why I'm coming out saying this now in this initial video is because I want to start getting more acquainted with giving you guys, because you guys have been asking, more instruction, right? Giving you guys more instruction on how you too can honor your divine feminine, some things that you can do. And also, I've been doing a lot more one-on-ones with people, a lot more readings, and a lot of what I've been finding in the people that I have been of service to is a lot of energy regarding, or a lot of information regarding that aspect of themselves and how it was dishonored, disrespected, or was harmed. And I feel like the best way that I can come out to the forefront to help you guys, my soul tribe, is by giving information, is also by like sharing, writing poetry and things of that nature, and giving, sharing art and things of that nature, because I love poetry. I am a writer. I am a poet. So the best way that I can do it through art form is through poetry, and other means, we'll figure that out later in life, but also through readings, through services, through magic, through ritual, and all those different elements. And I feel like these are the best gifts and talents that I have to contribute to the rising of the divine feminine. So that leads me to my next and final point. There is something within you that is so artistic and so profoundly amazing that when you allow yourself to tap into that trauma, to tap into that aspect of yourself, and you portray that and you share that through your art, you will shake the world with how much wisdom and love and understanding you have. You will shake the world, and you will help to wake the world up for them to realize how powerful this divine feminine essence is, and how much of dishonor that we faced. It is your voice that is going to be the change for so many people. And I really do feel like this is a reason why Spirit is calling you to wake up as a divine feminine. And we are all going to start coming together and utilizing our gifts and our talents and implementing them in a way that is going to be beneficial to us. There are so many of you that are going to start becoming the divine feminine leaders in your communities. And I feel like what this looks like for some of you guys: hosting workshops, opening up shops, opening up stores, right? Hosting giveaways, you doing something monumental in your community that will eventually reach the world, whether it be community healing circles, whether it be you providing some type of service, anything that honors the divine feminine. Spirit is asking you to do that for your communities. And I don't know why, but I'm seeing someone run like a 3K or like a 5K or something like that in honor of the divine feminine, or in honor of women's rights and things of that nature. I'm seeing something about that. Perhaps we'll see that in the future. I'm not exactly sure, but there's something very significant about making a power move or power movements that are in honor of women. And I see a lot more people that are going to wake up, and not just for women, but also just simply for this feminine aspect as a whole, right? Because this energy is not just in women. It's not just in, the female body, but it's also just the feminine energy in general, right? No matter what your gender is, this is a highlight of the divine feminine, especially those with, female bodies, because there are certain laws. And do I even have to go there? So basically, yeah, I feel like if anything, this is definitely a time where you are being called to share your voice, to share your work, to share your expertise, to share your art, to share whatever you possibly can to contribute to the awakening of the divine feminine, because it's happening with or without them. It is happening, and it is a non-negotiable, because so much of it has been disrupted. Now, I want you to know that here at Magic of Eden, you do have a safe space. This is a safe space and a home base for you to not only work your magic, but to also ensure that you do the shadow work that is necessary in order for you to transmute that into something favorable for yourself and your soul tribe. And that is what I'm all about. Transcending beyond our pain and suffering in order to help contribute to world unity and balance and harmony. And that's what I'm all about. And I feel like by you bringing more awareness to this divine feminine aspect of yourself, and you tapping into that, and you honoring it and watering it and nurturing it, you can then show other people how to do that themselves, which is going to help bring balance to the world. So this is a call to action for those of you that are moved by what I'm saying, and I'm hoping that someone hears this and that they feel that they are not alone, that they know that there are other people out there who share a similar experience, even though it may not be exactly the same. I'm hoping that if you are listening to this, that you feel moved enough to know that your time is coming. And I know that you've been having dreams about it. I know that you've been getting this feeling, this deep feeling of wanting to do something, to know that you've been feeling angry recently. I know that you have been feeling mad. I know that you have been feeling enraged. And right now you're being called to channel all of that energy and direct it into something purposeful and meaningful to make change in the world. You need that energy to be put into something that can help make and bring positive change for yourself and also for your soul tribe. Last thing, I want you guys to remember the power of discernment, and I want you to remember that everything is happening in divine timing. I know that it is cliche. I know we get tired of hearing it. I know that we don't like to hear it all the time, but trust me, everything is happening exactly the way that it needs to, because once Pluto goes direct in the sign of Aquarius, and once it stays there for the next couple of decades, mark my words, there is going to be so much tremendous change. Whatever you do, whatever you can contribute, make sure that you contribute it to your communities. It is all about community, and your community and my community and all of our communities, this cosmic intergalactic community, is going to honor the divine feminine. And when we put our energy to that, that is how we are going to make the most change. I love you guys. And I hope that this message reaches exactly who it needs to reach. I set the intention that you feel loved, that you feel warm, that you find a safe space here. And I hope that what I'm saying makes sense. Because I kind of went on a ramble, but I really do hope that what I said makes sense. Now, if you guys need anything from me, you guys can visit me online at KaSandraTurner.com. If you guys want to, you guys can also hold my hand over at Magic of Eden. I do daily rituals. I also make sure that I share information that you guys can use in your own magical workings. And if you guys have a requested video, make sure that you put it down in the comments so I can see it, so that we can add more content to our YouTube channel so we can grow. And also, I just love vibing with you guys. So yes, if you guys need anything from me, visit me there. And I will catch you all in my next video.